Welcome back to Powered by Agents. Today we're going to talk about adding buyers profiles into the system and how to connect them to your seller listings as well. Why would you want to do this? Well, what if your client is looking to upsize or downsize and another agent has a client that's looking to upsize or downsize, and it's a possible match? This system will allow you to make possible house swap matches if everything aligned. Worst case scenario, maybe you reduce the number of connections or deals going on at once. I know for many agents, there's sometimes 4 or 5 deals wrapped into one. So maybe you don't find the perfect match, but you find a good enough match that will allow you to solve your client's problems better, so that you can not only search the system for sellers, but see what those sellers are doing if they're buying a home to possibly make better matches or find better solutions. So the first thing we want to do before we enter a buyer profile is, if they are also a seller, is we want to go to our seller profile and look at our sellers, the ones that we've entered into the system already, and we want to find the ID number. So this buyer profile I'm going to build is based on my client ID number 20. So now we can go over to buyers and we can start our entry into creating a new buyer. First we're going to do is add a buyer. Click on that button. And I'll just scroll down now because I know which number I want to connect that to. And under seller ID, we want to connect that to number 20. Now we're going to go back up and we're going to enter our client's information in. It's not required that you enter the buyer's name in there. If you do, it's only going to be shown to you alone, not anybody else in the system. It might help you with remembering who the client is if some other agent reaches out to you and you have a bunch of profiles on the system, but it's up to you. Again, only you will see that information, so it is secure, but it's up to you if you want to enter that in there. What we want to do with the system is make sure we don't provide other agents with information that would lead to them going directly to the client. And eventually, when the clients are able to come onto the system as well in future editions of this program, then we also don't want them to be able to figure out who the client is and go to them directly either. So we're trying to keep you some privacy, but we're also trying to help you share the information that's in your head and bring some power back to your business by collaborating with other agents to try to do more deals and find better solutions for our clients. So we're going to enter our client. In this case, this buyer and seller they're looking to upsize. Their time frame is within 6 months before the school year starts. The towns that they're interested in are Shrewsbury, Medfield, Oakdale, and a few others, but that gives them a start. I'm not going to enter a zip code in there because there are multiple places they're looking. And their price range is $450 to $500 and $500 to $600, and in that window. Living area, they really want more than 2,000 square feet. And again, you can see we can add multiple selections in any of these categories. And again, it's not meant to be perfect. The system's meant to make connections that at least you can then have a conversation with another agent to see if it's a fit. So these can be kind of broad categories as far as you're concerned for adding information, but it can help the other agent that might see that profile and say, this might be a possible match. We're going to enter in all the other information we need to. You'll see in many of these categories too, it'll have any as an option. My buyer would consider any age, any condition if it's the right location. Ideally, they want half an acre, quarter, something smaller than that. They'd like a 2-car garage, but could live with 1. Parking spaces, 1 to 2. They don't really care. They don't have a lot of cars. And get rid of all these happy birthdays. A lot of birthdays today. All right. They want a full basement. That'd be preferable. They like gas. Hopefully they can find something with gas. Features, they'd like a fireplace. Description, selling and moving east. All right, enter some notes in there. That'll help the other agent as well in trying to identify if it's a good match. Why we want to enter our company name and agent ID again? Well, that's because it's going to help with searches later. If you're looking to find an agent and see all agents listings or all agents clients, a specific agents, or you want to search your office, this will help later with that process. So make sure you enter that information in. Now we're going to hit submit, and we're going to see that we've now created our first buyer profile. And if you go back to the buyer page, you'll see we have another John Doe entry in here. I've done this before. And we also have all buyers in the system. Now, if I go back to this one, and we know that this one we just entered was number 18, and we go down here to number 18, we can see all the details of this. And this would be basically what any other agent sees when they search the property. So as you can see, there's no name in here. There's a client ID. There's no name, just some broad information, what they're looking to buy. And oh, look, here, they're also connected to a listing from a seller's perspective. So they're a seller as well. And their ID for their sale is number 20. It's private sale, Southbridge, Mass. You can get the broad range of what it is and who the agent is at the bottom. So this is what any agent would see if they're logged into their own system and they are looking for a property like this in, let's say, Southbridge, or they have something that might match my buyer, then this is what they will see. So they, as you can see, they're not seeing your private information. They're only seeing what they can see. And just to prove this out, I'll try to log into another account just to give you guys a quick overview of that. So now I'm logged into a different account, Sammy's account. Now you can see Sammy doesn't have any buyers, but he can see that there are other sellers on the system and who has those listings. So right now that's Tracy Barber has, oh, I know that guy. He has all the listings that are in there, or all the buyer profiles that are in there right now. Obviously that'll grow. And we'll talk about in the next video, we'll talk about using the search parameters on both the buyer end and the seller end to find what you're looking for. But that's basically it for adding a buyer into the system. See us in the next video. Talk to you soon.